A really good question to ask yourself is, how much am I suffering? Because you want to get happy about recognizing where you're not doing well. Because those are the gateways. Those are the gateways that actually make you feel better. So let me explain it. It seems a little paradoxical, right? You want to recognize all the bad shit. You want to realize how kind of fucked up you are in certain ways. Yeah, you do. You do, because if you don't, you're going to keep doing those things. You're going to keep behaving that way. You're going to keep having those thought loops. So suffering is like, there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum on how intense it feels, but on a higher level, you either are suffering or you're not, because it can become very subtle. And when you get better at this game, you realize that the subtleties are really where you're looking for now. So if you think that, oh, I'm doing okay, more or less my life is pretty good, you want to look a little deeper. And I don't mean you need to look at your life situation so much, even though there's a factor of that. You need to look at your reaction and your response to what's happening and how you feel in your body. Because this is an inside job that we're working on here. And if you don't realize where you're at with that, how far along you are in this process, and sort of like, the body knows the score. Like, you can know the score. No one else can really tell you. It can be obvious from the outside. Someone might see you and be like, oh wow, you're really not doing so well. But people can only recognize you in the way they've recognized themselves. And they might not understand. So realistically, you are the authority here. You have to recognize that. You are the authority of your own experience. And if you want to actually feel good sustainably, in a way that you actually truly have the capacity to, that every human has the capacity to, then you need to simply become more aware. It's the only problem you have. You have no other problems, realistically. You could say that you have problems on a certain level, but the fundamental main issue here is this awareness issue. This is what you need to look at. And you're not going to look at it unless you recognize there's a problem. So you got to see that. You got to be like, oh wow, like, how did I just distort my situation? How did I just feel not good in a situation that actually was pretty good? Where do I project my fears, insecurities, whatever, onto others? Like, you can play this game all the time, and you want to. You want to recognize where you are blocking yourself from having a very direct, loving experience with life. So the theory is very, very simple, but the practicality of it, it's not so easy, because you got to literally live your day-to-day life with this as your foundational kind of understanding and trajectory. You want to remove blockages within yourself, more so than you want to actually change your external environment. So your priority needs to be inside, secondary can be outside. Eventually you start to realize more and more that the subtleties of your experience, the little tiny things, are really what you need attention to. And the more and more you go deep with this process, you realize less and less the external, well, it matters less and less. So know that there's a map here. There is a linear progress on some level, but the real juice to this whole game is, am I aware or not? And what I'm aware of doesn't really matter as much. Like, this is the most efficient, effective way to deal with what you got going on. You always need to become more aware. There's no other answer to it. And if you experience this, if you know what I'm talking about, you'll agree wholeheartedly. But you've got to digest this information through your actual experience. So in a practical way, you're doing anything, right? You're talking to your girlfriend, you're driving your car, you're at work, whatever. Things are coming at you. Sensory phenomena is coming at you. You're seeing things, you're hearing things, you're looking at stuff, people are talking to you. Okay, so this is your like egoic experience. This is your body mind experiencing life. So your job is to relax into that process. You catch where you are contracting, and then you release it. It's very, very, very simple. And you do this over and over again. This is the same thing as saying, am I aware? Because as soon as you say that I am aware question, immediately some percentage, 50%, whatever, drops instantly because you become aware of it. You're no longer in a reactionary state. So nobody can do this for you. You have to realize that except yourself. Now you're not alone, of course. Life is with you on this, and many other people, everybody's actually doing this, just whether they're aware of it or not. So you're just becoming aware of what you've already been doing and give more attention to it. It's really not rocket science, but if you don't do it, you're going to suffer more, you're going to suffer unconsciously, and you're going to be like, oh, life is hitting me hard. Things are happening to me. Yeah, sure. Sometimes they are. But when that is happening, you have to really understand that the biggest ingredient here is your experience. How are you processing this? What are you getting from this? How are you expanding from this? By removing the things that are blocking you. Because those big hits, those big things that life comes at you with, they're there for you. They're there to take the things away from you that aren't actually natural to who you are. So if you think you know what I'm talking about, maybe you have some experience in this. Wonderful, but go deeper with it. There's no end to this. You go through some detours, you have some cul-de-sacs because you think you made it, you've gotten there. But realistically, this is a never-ending process of becoming deeper and deeper into who you are until you're literally in a streamlined experience. That is a complete possibility for you, for everybody, to be living in reality 100% without creating a perceptual distortion over top of it that basically inhibits your direct experience. So if you want the juice out of life, you want to get the best life, this is the way to do it. This is the way. This is the only way, because everything outside of this, everything outside of you is just temporary. It just doesn't sustainably give you the satisfaction you're looking for, whether it's a person or a place or a job or whatever. It doesn't matter. You need to recognize the emptiness of all these things. And that the biggest thing that you need to do right now is simply become more aware. Just become more tuned in to what you are in the moment, feeling that. This is not like a intellectual head game. I have to talk about it theoretically like this, but realistically it's not theoretical. The theory can just point you in the right direction. It's like you're reading a recipe book, but you got to get in the kitchen, you got to make that food. That's where you learn. This is like step one, right? The next step is entirely in your experience, in your practice of it. It's just like anything. You want to learn how to hit a hole in one from 100 yards. This is that, but you're becoming a master of yourself, not of golf. So if you think about it practically, there's realistically nothing else you can do, because this benefits everything that you're doing. This helps you get better health, better relationships. Everything will improve. You'll hit some roadblocks along the way. You'll go through blunders, but that's part of life. It's all there with the same purpose, to help you understand what you are. And if you're not aware of this process, you're going to fumble fuck your way through it, and it's going to hurt a lot more than it has to. So basically become aware of the process you're in, that everybody's in, and give attention to it. Nurture that thing. Realize the value of it. If you don't realize the value of it, you're not going to do it. So listening to the theory, talking to people about it, listening to stuff like this, that's all very helpful. But what's really going to make it digest for you is you doing it. Recognizing that, oh, I'm in traffic and the guy in front of me is driving way too slow. You feel the contraction in your body, you relax and you allow. That's a very basic, simple experience, but that's the same strategy that applies to everything that's happening. Your wife is screaming at you. You got a new health crisis. Your career is falling apart. It's the same thing. Sometimes the veil gets so thick and heavy because the body mind reacts to it so intensely that basically it's hard to do this. It's hard to do this. So you practice with the small stuff. Oh, I wish it was sunny today, but it's raining. Oh, I just relax into that. It's so simple, but it's not easy. It is easy, it becomes easy, but it's not easy when you're trying it out for the first time, because it's counterintuitive to what you think you should do. And it's counterintuitive to what society tells you. It's counterintuitive to the way that the vast majority of humans function. They're all trying to fix themselves. They're all trying to be okay by doing something outside of themselves. You're now realizing that you are okay, and you're relaxing into the moment as it unfolds for you. And then you take action from there. This is not apathetic. This is very direct. This is fully participating in your life. You are fully participating in your life by doing this. So don't think that this is like some woo-woo thing that basically, some people get to do. This is what everybody needs to do. They need to do this. And it still means you get your goals and your accomplishments. You can still build your career, have your family, do whatever you want to do. But if the foundation is not relaxing into the moment and allowing it to be what it is, and this requires high energy and high alertness, this requires practice. Don't misunderestimate the magnetism of what you're going against here. On one level, it's all an appearance, and you recognize that more and more as you go through this. However, that appearance feels very real. So you need to really be with that appearance and let it dissolve before your very eyes. You still see people, you still do everything looks the same more or less, but your sense, your knowing has evolved dramatically. This is the evolution. This is your evolution. More than getting healthy or learning things with your mind, do all those things. I'm not saying don't do the things, but add this key ingredient. Add this key ingredient, and this is what will make you happy. This is what will make you feel okay, because you now identify with yourself as being that relaxed being inside of all this phenomena. It's simple, but you got to do it. And things are going to pull you away all the time. Things are going to try to pull you and pull you and pull you. You just recognize those things. You don't have resentment towards them. And you know that they're there. You look for them. You're happy about them, because when you see them, you know there's something to release there. So do it. Do it. Don't make it a big deal. Know that you already know what this is, but you're just getting better at it. Don't think it's something abstract and you can't understand it. You understand it in your body. You understand it on a deeper level. Your mind will have a little trouble, but that's okay. This is above the mind. You are not this mind. You've heard it before maybe, but this is true. Your mind is like a radio transmitter. It's like a tool. You know, your body's like a vehicle. Think about it. This whole thing you're inhabiting is like your pet. So consider this pet, yours to, in a sense, groom in the way you want to groom it.